Prue Leith, cook, caterer, restaurateur, cookery school founder, and writer of 16 cookbooks.
This looks so delicious. I'm absolutely dribbling.
I'm in my 80s, so I haven't got time to waste. This series is all about the things that really matter to me. Family, fun, food, and friends.
I gotta let it out when it can.
We'll be sharing simple, home-cooked recipes.
Oh, I did it.
And what does that do?
Well, unfortunately, it's not quite doing it.
And celebrating the best produce. I'm lucky enough to live in the astonishingly beautiful Cotswolds with my long-suffering husband, John. And now he's agreed to join me in the kitchen, too.
Oh.
Coming up, my guest today swapped a life of glamour to work alongside Jeremy Clarkson on his farm.
It's never dull.
Lisa Hogan joins me in my kitchen.
Now it's just mud and guts, but I do love it. I'm a bit of a land girl.
John is getting to know his onions.
I would always recommend that. And a
So
bigger
shallot
shallot
is a posh onion.
is a posh onion.
Okay.
And I've got a hack for delicious candied lemon. They'll be really sticky and glassy. Welcome to my Cotswold kitchen. Food plays lots of different roles, and today I want to show you something that falls into the category of comfort food. Naughty, indulgent, but so, so good. Today we are going to cook one of the best dishes in the whole world and probably the most unhealthy. But everybody has to have a mozzarella in carrozza at least once a year. Basically, it's a posh cheese sandwich. I'm going to do another cheese toastie, which is a little grander in the sense that it's made with sourdough bread, but it's also got mozzarella, and it's lovely too, and a bit healthier. First of all, for the mozzarella in carrozza, ordinary bog standard supermarket bread. It's just what you need for this. Mozzarella is a wonderful, fresh, soft cheese made from buffalo milk. Tear it up and place on the bread, leaving a margin around the edge. Then we need a bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. And then we need a few leaves of basil. So a couple of leaves, and then the other slice of bread goes on top. Then cut the crusts off the bread and squash the edges together to seal them. Then you dip it very quickly into milk on both sides, like that. Don't leave it in too long because you don't want the whole thing to collapse. And then you dip the edges in flour. And the reason you're doing that is because you're trying to seal the edges so that all the mozzarella won't ooze out. I did warn you this is a naughty recipe. The sandwich is now dipped in beaten egg. The egg will make a lovely golden crust and taste great, and also help to glue it all together. Heat a pan, a little bit of oil. When the oil is nice and hot, you want to very carefully plonk your sandwich in it and basically fry it. I first ate this recipe in France, not Italy, in Paris as a student, and I thought it was the most delicious thing I'd ever eaten. But it was years before I realized how to make it and how simple it was. When the first side is fried, turn it over. What I'm trying to do is melt the cheese inside and toast the bread outside. Mozzarella in carrozza translates as mozzarella in a carriage, and there's no pretending that this fried cheese sarnie is healthy. And I think I'm there. Even if you garnish it with some salad leaves. And that's it. Like the inside of a pizza, only better. lovely. For my second mozzarella sandwich, a little healthier, this time I'm using my favourite sourdough bread, which I am placing on a dry grill. Or you can pop it in the toaster. The great thing about mozzarella, for some reason, chefs always tear it. They never cut it into slices. If it's a good mozzarella, that's the easiest way to do it, is just tear it into chunks. Then slice up some tomatoes. I like the little ones, as they're nearly always tastier. Now prepare the bread. So when you've got it nice and griddled and crisp and rough, you can use it like a grater for your garlic. Just take a garlic clove, peeled, and rub it all over your piece of toast. I remember years ago, in Spain actually, in a little village, going to the local bar for breakfast, and all the old men were rubbing garlic onto pieces of rough toast and knocking it back with neat brandy. And that was their breakfast. I was very impressed. Anyway, no brandy in this one. Place the mozzarella on the garlicky bread. A few tomatoes and some basil leaves if you like them. Basil is a really strong flavour, and some people don't like it too much because it can be very dominating. But you do need something green and fresh, so I like either basil or rocket, because rocket just has a slightly peppery taste. And then our old friend peppermill, a little bit of sea salt, and then a little bit of really good virgin olive oil. And that's it. Maybe it would look prettier if I hadn't put pepper all over the place. So maybe the trick is to arrange it all and then move it onto a nice plate so it looks clean, like that. Right, so that is so simple and so delicious. And for me, the most important thing about cooking, really, is not to have too many flavours. If you have 4 flavours, your taste buds can cope with them. And that tastes of garlic, tomatoes, toast, mozzarella, lovely. Basil makes it 5 tastes, but you can manage. This one is even simpler. And I think if I'm really hungry, this is the one I'd go for. I think that is just such a simple, nice, quick lunch. Have a friend over, looks pretty, tastes great. But they're both wonderful and easy. Coming up, I have a food hack for peeling peppers. So I'll leave these to cool till they're cool enough for me to skin. And Lisa Hogan has a day off from Jeremy Clarkson's farm and things get chaotic.
The messiest thing I can find would be perfect, wouldn't it? Especially on television.
Here in my Cotswold kitchen, I'm celebrating my favourite things. Great food, great friends and family, but also the little tricks that make food that little bit extra special. Before my wonderful guest, Lisa Hogan, arrives, I just want to show you an easy way to peel peppers and a little salad. The skin of a pepper can be tough or indigestible. Peeling them also gives you a silky, soft texture. What you need to do is to take out the pith in the middle, like that. Take the seeds out. And then, if you want to peel them, stick them on a roasting tray and either grill them or roast them in a very hot oven until they're a bit black. I like to put a bit of oil on them because it makes them taste great. Put them in the oven at 240 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes until charred. And then we're going to make a salad with them. Mix together chickpeas out of a jar, capers, a couple of cloves of crushed garlic, and some chopped parsley. Then finish with the zest of half a lemon and some French dressing. Basically, 1 part vinegar to 3 parts oil, a bit of salt and pepper. Mix them all up, and then we'll add the peppers. So when they're nice and charred, you put them while they're still hot into a bowl and cover them with a piece of cling film. This will make the peppers steam and the skin will loosen. So I'll leave these to cool until they're cool enough for me to skin. About 5 minutes, I'd say. And now they're ready for me to handle. Then cut them into strips. The difference between peeled peppers and non is obviously they're cooked, so they're soft. And they have a sort of silky, lovely silky texture. And a rather different flavour. More mild and mellow flavour. Mix them with the salad ingredients. And sprinkle toasted almonds on top for a bit of crunch. So, chickpea and red pepper salad, and a hack on how to peel peppers. My guest today is the most fascinating woman. She's had a life of incredible glamour and incident, and has now swapped a life on the catwalk in the social world for a life farming in the Cotswolds, in the mud, all hours of day and night, with her boyfriend, Jeremy Clarkson. I think you must be mad. Lisa Hogan.
It's never dull. I'll give you that. All that travel and everything else.
No.
Now it's just mud and guts. But I do love it. I'm a bit of a land girl.
There's so much we could chat about. But first, I need to know, what are you going to cook today?
Well, I thought I would bring some venison, because venison, you always think, you know, it's been shot in the Highlands and it's this massive old stag and it's really gamey. And the venison that is shot nowadays to manage estates, because otherwise none of the trees can grow and whatever you, so they have a really good system of doing it. And the meat is amazing. It doesn't taste gamey at all. It's incredible for your iron content, and it's really tasty. So I'm just a huge fan.
It's very lean.
It's so lean.
Very lean.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens with the venison?
So I thought what we'd do is do a slight kebabby thing. So if we make some flatbread, I'm going to marinate the venison, put some lovely herbs on, do a bit of a salsa. I picked some tomatoes this morning, and I picked some spring onions, and then we can put a bit of burrata in. We can slice up the venison, put a burrata in, and then I've got some sauces.
Okay, so shall I marinate this one?
Would you mind? And then I might actually make the flatbreads.
I think make the flatbread.
Let's do that.
While I make the marinade with some herbs from the farm, Lisa adds sugar, some yeast and fresh olive oil to flour. And a surprising ingredient.
I use a bit of gin because it just gives it that shine. So I'm just going to mix this up.
Lisa is making the dough with warm water to help activate the yeast. Okay, so I have put some oil, your marjoram and thyme, and garlic and salt and pepper together.
Lovely.
That'll do, won't it?
That'll be perfect.
We're leaving the venison to marinate for about 15 minutes, and flatbread dough needs to keep warm and Prue for the same time. So Lisa moves on to her salsa.
So I have tomatoes from the garden, And then I have some of our chilies. These aren't very hot chilies, but they're really tasty. And I thought I'd do a spring onion and then maybe a little bit of coriander. Got some basil as well, but I think that might be too sweet. What do you think?
I don't know, I shove basil in everything. But it is...
Do you do it with coriander?
Yeah, I love coriander.
And basil?
And basil.
Okay, well,
I
let's do
often
that
put
then.
the two in together.
Yeah, let's do that. Now, how high up do you like to go on a spring onion?
Oh, I go the whole lot. Everything.
So have I taken off too much, you would say? Look at you looking at me the way I'm doing my
No, you're doing
very
fine.
haphazard chef cook.
What you need, just curl your hands.
Hey, do I have insurance on this show? Do I see what you're all a bit nervous?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll get the hang of it.
Do you know one of the best moments I have ever seen on television is of Lisa Hogan playing midwife to a sow, giving birth to piglets. And you had your hand up
Way
the
up.
sow,
Yeah.
up to here, about.
As far as I could get. You know what? I was very humbled by the fact that she was kind of lying there, and I thought, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go inside you. And then she just relaxed and let me in, because she knew I was trying to help. And you're like, thank you so much. You know, and I knew them all quite well anyway. So, you know, because I love going down and seeing, you know, the pigs.
But it was the most fantastic moment because it was so emotional because about half of them were dead. And
then
you were
Baroness died.
crying, but you were not stopping doing the job.
Well, you don't, do you? But no, that was really sad. I'm not a crier. Jeremy, I don't think he's seen me cry. And so when my shoulders just started going on, I was like, oh no, not now.
I'm not going to cry.
I'm going to cry. So it was very sad. But we have had one of our first group of piglets. We've bred 3 of them. And one had 14 on her first go,
Good Lord.
all alive.
That programme of yours, you see the real struggles that farmers have, how difficult it is to make money. And I'm so impressed by the products you've developed for the store, because I remember when it first opened, it was basically potatoes.
Potatoes and some water that was poisonous, yeah.
Of course.
But I do put my creative side into, you know, designing labels and creating new products. So I think he thought I'd sell bread and cheese. And he was like, oh, you just, you know, you have your little shop. And I was like, you watch me. Don't be so dismissive. My little shop, all right.
Well, I
So,
hope
yeah.
he's duly impressed.
You know, he is very impressed. I think he's a bit surprised.
So, Lisa, I've got a hot pan here. Shall I shove the venison on?
Yes. Ooh, lovely.
That sounds right.
What do you think? About 4 minutes each side? And
Yeah.
then let it sit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lisa's dough has risen and is ready to come out of the bowl. She's making 4 flatbreads.
This is a bit of a trial and error, Prue, but I thought you would be the best woman for the job.
Well, I do like flatbread. The great thing you've got to remember about trying to get stripes on a steak is not to move it around.
But that's true.
Because you move it around, you get all
ruin the look.
different lines and they clash. Flatbreads like pita, chapati and naan are quick to make, and you can cook them in a hot pan. And you can use the meat pan to fry them as well. Put one of these in there.
Yeah, good idea. Ooh, that'd be nice with the
Top of the
with the
juices
sauces.
of the pan.
Definitely.
The flatbreads only need a couple of minutes on each side, and I have a tip for knowing when they're ready. So, Lisa, do you see? We've got bubbles now.
I do.
So I think that's the time to turn it over.
Oh, is that when you know?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that clever?
I think actually I could have left it a little longer, but you can always flip
Well, we
them
can do it
over.
on this side. So the bubbles are starting to come up, which means it's cooked on the other side.
Yeah.
Ah.
And these are going to cool.
These are going to cool, and then we're just going to slice them.
Just a little bit. I mean, we just need to let them to rest.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realise how important resting meat is. If you leave it, the juices stay in there more, and they
Yes.
spread more evenly over
Yes.
it, so that your slice is pink the whole way through.
Yeah.
Not rare in the middle, and what's left is very dry.
Yeah.
Lisa is going to spread the warm bread with a sliver of chili butter.
Do you like chili?
I do, but I don't like it too hot. So here we have a perfect steak, I hope.
Lovely. Should I just use this nice?
Quite rare, yeah. Do you want
Yeah.
to hack it
Yeah.
in little slices?
Oh, that's beautifully cooked, Prue.
Good, good.
That is perfect.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
It's time to bring it all together, the flatbread, the venison and the salsa.
Little bit of burrata.
Yeah? I'm so glad Lisa brought burrata. It's a soft mozzarella cheese, but with cream inside. So decadent. This is going to be the messiest thing to
It's
eat.
literally... When you said, what do you want to come and cook? Something, the messiest thing I can find would be perfect, wouldn't it? Especially on television.
You might be forced to use a knife and fork.
Yes, maybe.
It looks very nice. Now to taste, and I have to say this looks fantastic, but we might need some protection. Right, I think I need this tucked into my
Shall we do it?
I'm going to put it in my necklace. That's what necklaces are for.
There you go. I know, I didn't really think this through to the end.
So, Lisa, do you think Jeremy would approve of this?
He would love
Is
this.
this his kind of food?
Yeah, right. He is quite into food. I mean, he's a very much, you know, meat and two veg kind of guy. But yeah,
Oh,
he loves.
that little bit of chili butter is so good, isn't it?
Yeah, it lifts it. Will you try my mustard? This is the mustard
give me a
seed.
dollop on the side.
Yeah, this is the mustard seed that we grew. I made it as hot as I can from the seeds that we have. Because I find grainy mustard a bit bland.
I think we've put slightly too much chili for me.
Oh, on the
bottom,
so sorry. Okay, so you could use normal butter or no butter at all. I'm a bit of a chili fiend.
I think you've done an amazing job at Diddley Squat because you've stimulated lots of other people to grow things and to do things.
And to
because
supply
you've
us,
got
yeah.
because you've got an outlet with a shop.
Exactly. Yeah.
So lots more local stuff is available. It's really good.
Well, it's been really nice to use it as well. I think everything was pretty much flour, the yeast, I don't think it's local, salt, English, and that's all from the garden. And the venison is from whichever field he was happy living in until
They free roam.
a lot. But thank you so much for asking me here. It's
Well,
always a
it's
pleasure to
lovely
see you.
fun. It's such fun. Lovely. Still to come, my husband John is having fun in a polytunnel.
The sun gold.
Very sweet.
It's incredibly sweet, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'll show you an easy way to make delicious candied lemons. Just do it for a few minutes to get soft, delicious little shreds of lemon. There's nothing better than cooking with freshly picked vegetables from the garden, but growing your own isn't always easy. John's veg growing is a bit hit and miss, but imagine the difficulties of growing vegetables on a commercial scale. John has been to a market garden to see how things are done on a massive scale, and maybe he'll come home with a few tips, you never know. Dalesford Farm has been operating since 2002. It produces organic fruit and vegetables all year round to supply their cafes, pubs and farm shops. John is meeting Jez Taylor, who has run their market garden since 2008. If anyone knows what to grow, where and when, then it's him.
So, Jez, what are your total responsibilities here?
OK, so my remit is to manage a very diverse market garden. We have 30 acres in total, all divided up into small parcels of ground, growing crops to give us harvests at different times of the year.
So everything, fruit, vegetables?
Fruit, vegetables, we've realised we're better at some crops than others, and that's what every grower does. That's what you'll find
Sure.
out about your own property and your own gardening skills and opportunities.
Right.
So this is the first crops we planted this season. Back in April we planted spring onions, red onions and shallots, all raised from seed. This one's called long red Florence, and it's a kind of Italian onion, but it's quite sweet, so it's great in salads as well.
Okay.
And if a shallot, when you grow shallots, very often you grow them from a small shallot, and that will divide. One will become 8. But if you grow them from seed, you can get quite big shallots. And if you have a limited growing space for fruit and vegetables at home, I would always recommend that. And a
So
bigger
shallot is a posh onion.
It's a posh onion.
Okay.
Yeah. We should just call it posh onion.
Yeah, I like
on
it.
the list, yeah.
So, Jez, can we go through the rest of it?
Let's just walk
All
across
the
the
way through.
fields,
Come on,
look
let's
at the
go.
crops.
I must say, Jez, if nothing else, these are beautiful.
Well, they're very pretty, the kale plants.
Yeah.
They're like a palm tree. It's one of my favourite crops because it's so easy to grow. Some people think of it, it's old-fashioned cow food, but it's not. It's nutritious, good quality.
And it's got texture.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
got great
nice.
texture and flavour.
Jez grows one of my favourite root vegetables, but it can get very messy.
Beetroot is notorious for bleeding because this one, as soon as you cut it, it will stain you. It'll stain wooden chopping boards. But if you choose other varieties, this one's called Chioggia or Candy. Very pretty, concentric rings. And then we've got the Golden Detroit, which is orange. Immediately you have this kind of extra exotic feeling.
Jez has 10 enormous polytunnels, which means they can grow produce in a warm environment all year round.
Wow, Jez, my goodness, I haven't seen tomatoes like these ever. You have 40 varieties of tomato?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for quite a long time now, and over the years, you come up with a bunch of varieties that you want to grow because you know that they're particularly productive. So one of the varieties that we get most excited about is the Sun Gold cherry tomato. This is one of the sweetest tomatoes. And the worry is that all my customers will just want that, and then I'll only start growing one tomato.
It is very sweet.
It's incredibly sweet, isn't it? Yeah. But it's a beautiful contrast to a red tomato or a...
But I hate a tasteless tomato.
That's one of our motivations for growing tomatoes. That's your motivation to want to grow tomatoes because you will always have flavours that will impress your guests and you'll impress your wife, you know?
Jez doesn't waste any space and has some tips for what to grow underneath the tomato plants.
Basil is literally, it's the essence of our summer. The strong flavour you get from the basil. And the basil plant, you can keep it going all through, you can take harvest off it from June all the way up to mid-September. And then this is flat leaf parsley all around you. I mean, we sell a lot to chefs, and chefs love parsley in salads and what have you. We plant at the end of April. You can cut it 10 times between end of May and the beginning of November.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
you've got one plant that I can cut like that 10 times.
Jez, I've learnt so much, and I'm going to go home with lots of new ideas, and God help anybody listening to me.
Well, John, I can't wait to see the fruits of your labours in our garden. Later in the programme, I'll be making tiramisu, and one of the varieties is going to be a limoncello tiramisu, and for that one, I'd like to have some candied lemon to go on top. So I just thought I'd show you a quick hack how to make candied lemon. You take the rind off the lemon, making sure that you only take the rind and no white pith. Then cut the rind into thin strips. The trick is to use a sharp knife. And they go into a saucepan with a splash of water and a couple of spoons of caster sugar. Bring the whole lot to the boil. Let them simmer for a few minutes until they're soft. If you want them really glassy, you can go on simmering them for about 20 minutes, and then they'll be really sticky and glassy. But keep an eye on them, or the water will evaporate and the sugar will burn. But I think we'll just do it for a few minutes to get soft, delicious little shreds of lemon. They're really nice, these, on the top of a cake to decorate it, on the top of a dessert or pudding or anything. And if you've got any of these over and you don't know what to do with them, chuck them in the salad. So there we go, that's candied lemon. You know I like to keep things simple. And good ingredients are the foundation of all good cooking. Earlier in the programme, I made a mozzarella in carrozza fried cheese sandwich, which I thought was delicious. The mozzarella came from a farm which is definitely one of my food heroes. In Somerset, there is an unlikely herd grazing the fields of a family-run farm. Not cows, but water buffalo.
When the buffalo arrived, you could quite straight away see the reaction of our neighbouring farmers. They would see these big, hairy kind of beasts across the hedge line, and we'd get the phone call saying, oh, what are these animals? What have you got over here?
The buffalo arrived in the late 90s when John's father, Tony, decided to diversify. He bought 22 buffalo from Romania and 1 bull from the UK and began selling the meat as the herd grew.
The buffalo definitely have varied personalities. They love the interaction with humans. They just want to come up, have a scratch. They're gentle, docile animals. Don't know if we're looking after them or they're looking after us, really. It's one of those things I haven't quite worked out yet.
John had been working away from home as a design engineer, but decided his heart lay in Somerset.
I'd come home on the weekends and I'd walk around the farm in these nice grassy fields and nature, and you just think, oh, this is a lot better than the life I have. My father gave me the option to come back onto the farm and basically said to me, put your input in and generate your own income. So it was a challenge straight away.
John built a parlour and started milking the buffaloes to make mozzarella.
So our buffalo will take roughly kind of 15 minutes per animal to milk. We milk once a day specifically because we're after the quality milk in the morning, which is concentrated for our mozzarella production.
Buffalo may be big creatures, but they're actually very sensitive.
They're a creature of habits. So normally when you get different people coming into the parlour or something changes in the parlour, they will stop milking. If the feed changes, they will reduce their milk or stop their milk as well.
Buffalo milk is perfect for cheese making.
They don't give as much milk as a normal dairy cow does. It's quite a dense milk. It's very white, pearlescent. It's about 8.6% butterfat, 4.6% protein. But for us making British water buffalo mozzarella, it is just perfect.
Plan was to sell the milk to someone else to turn into cheese, but they hit a stumbling block. Traditional Somerset cheesemakers wouldn't take it on.
No one wanted to make mozzarella. It was like the dark side. You know, this is not cheddar. This is, what is this kind of cheese that you're asking us to make? So after being refused many times, I thought, well, I'm going to do this myself.
John started making it in his own kitchen and was amazed by the results.
Until you've made it yourself and you then eat it from your own fresh milk, it was completely amazing. It was so nice.
But now they've built a dairy to produce it. The milk is warmed, then cultures and rennet are added, and it's separated into curds and whey. Then there's a special process that makes mozzarella different. The curd is mixed with hot water and stirred, which makes it stretchy.
You start to get this nice, smooth, silky finish.
It's now ready to be turned into balls.
It is artisan, it is made from raw milk. So all the flavour from the milk from the buffalo goes into that mozzarella, and it is made fresh and is available the next day.
The team now produce buffalo milk, yogurt and ice cream, but the journey began with the cheese.
It's taken us a long time, but we are really pleased with the product that we have. It's milky, it's creamy, it's super soft. It's a real pride for us realising you've achieved the goal of creating a really good mozzarella, especially in the UK.
Still to come, John is feeling the pressure in the kitchen.
It's all right being head chef, you get a taste of it. Us sous chefs, you know, you don't get anything.
But I think he's starting to get the hang of it. You might end up doing some of the cooking.
No, no.
This goes on.
No, be reasonable.
So, John, do you remember we once made trifle together? 3 different types.
Yep.
Well, now we're going to make a sort of Italian trifle called tiramisu.
Okay.
Do you know what tiramisu means?
No, but go on.
It means pick me up. What it is biscuits soaked in coffee and masala, covered in mascarpone, and it's supposed to come from the Neapolitan ladies of the night who, when they were really tired after a hard night's work, they would ask for a tiramisu, by which they meant a lovely alcoholic cake. Tiramisu. And this is it.
If I asked for one, please don't get the wrong idea.
I'm starting with 2 packs or 500 grams of mascarpone.
Is it dry or is it like
We're going to cream it.
mozzarella?
It's creamy. No, it's soft and creamy.
Okay.
And I'm going to put into it 100 mils of masala, so it's going to make it nice and boozy, 6 egg yolks, and 85 grams of icing sugar.
Looks like it's going to be advocaat.
Well, it is quite sweet and boozy. Whisk together till smooth. So,
What do we get?
basically, here we've got some coffee. That's espresso.
Is that a double espresso?
It's a double espresso.
Okay.
And that's another slug of masala.
Okay.
So it's now nice and boozy. And then we need to dip these biscuits
Okay.
in here
Yep.
and then put them in there. Masala is a great favourite of mine. It's a rich, fortified wine made in Sicily.
I've washed my hands. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's all gone soggy.
yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, there we are. And one more?
Then spoon the cream onto each one. Then some more biscuits, same
Bit more
thing.
cream.
No, that's more, another more.
Oh, another layer. Proper trifle.
Now another layer of the cream.
Ah, now I know why you didn't put more in the first place. What happens to that?
Well,
Can you put it in my one? Ah, there we are.
I appreciate that you don't like to waste things, darling. A light dusting of chocolate will finish it off.
Well, I never knew, having had many tiramisus, that that's how you do it.
And this is amaretto biscuits on the top. Bit more chocolatey stuff. So that's a classic tiramisu. Now we're going to make another kind.
You want me to wipe up?
Yes.
There we are. I know my place. Oh.
We're now going to make a lemon one.
Right. Okay.
And so the limoncello is booze. So we'll put a bit of this into a bowl to dip the biscuits in.
Are we allowed to quality check that on?
No. So, before we get going, we're going to make some lemon curd. It's something that scares a lot of people because they think it will curdle, but I'll prove to you it's simple. You can just put all the ingredients together and whisk them together and bring them to the boil, and guess what? You've got lemon curd, as I shall show you. What we've got in here now is lemon juice, butter, and sugar. Then add the eggs before the mixture gets too hot, or else it will poach them. Keep stirring till it thickens. As you see, it's thickening. But it doesn't go stringy and lumpy, which is what everybody worries about.
Okay.
And then either dip the pan into cold water to stop it cooking, or pour it out into a bowl. Delicious. Right, come on, John. Make me a limoncello tiramisu.
Can I go solo?
Yes, I shall watch you.
Right.
It's the same process as before.
Is the speed of anything to do with it? How long do I need to leave these soaking?
Well, not too long, otherwise they'll just disintegrate.
Okay.
But you want to absorb most of the booze.
Right. Dollop?
Yeah,
Too big a
careful,
dollop?
Careful, careful. Don't want it up the sides.
Okay. Ooh,
That's all right, that's all right.
that's okay. All right. Then I keep going.
That's right.
1, 2. Right.
You realise you might end up doing some of the cooking.
No, no.
This goes on.
No. Be reasonable. Okay. Right. There we are.
Okay.
That goes in mine.
No, it's too much. I should not have put so much in there.
There we are.
The difference is you've got to put the lemon curd in.
On the top.
On
the finished job.
Yes, on the top.
It is proper lemon curd, isn't it? It's no nonsense. It's
Yeah, that's the
proper
real
stuff.
So far,
And
so
then I
good.
crumble up those things, 2 on each. Mm-hmm. Makes a satisfying noise, doesn't it?
Finish with some candied lemon rind. Very good, Mr. Playfair. So, John, seeing you're such a talented apprentice, and you did so brilliantly with
Yeah,
those,
okay.
I thought we'd do another one.
Right.
This is a raspberry one. The booze in this time is raspberry liqueur.
You happy?
Very nice. You go ahead.
As before.
always.
Okay. 2 glasses.
This time I'm merely observing to see if John's been listening.
Okay, Becky's first. There we are. It smells nice. It's all right being head chef. You get a taste of it, you know. Us sous chefs, you know, you don't get anything. Apart from abuse. Bit of this.
Do that, that's right.
Okay, I've learnt my lesson not to have too much. Look at that, perfect.
You'll be giving tutorials next.
Really? There we are, there we go.
This is honestly one of the simplest possible desserts, which takes no time to do, and is
Those first?
absolutely delicious. Yeah.
These first?
It works a treat.
Okay. I'm good at this, you know.
You're having fun, aren't you?
That's very good. There we go.
I think that one's done. Careful of this.
Oh, I could mass production of this.
I can't say it's difficult, but you did do it.
There we are, got perfection. Look at that. There we
Right. Well, apart from the fact that you're a bit messy, I
Okay.
think you're very good. Now for the all-important tasting. I can't wait.
I must say I'm looking forward to this. Dum-dum. I mean, the first thing that occurs to me that tiramisu doesn't necessarily mean coffee.
No, but that is the classic one.
Okay.
And this one's the coffee one.
Okay. Ooh.
That is heaven.
Delish.
I mean, that's so good, isn't it? Because you get the coffee and the hit of masala, and then there's a bit of chocolate on top.
It's lovely. Can I keep going?
No, don't keep going, because you've got to taste another couple.
One.
The raspberry one. This is the one that I put too much booze in, I think.
Here we are. Oopsie daisy. I don't think you put enough.
It's not as boozy as I thought it would
No.
be.
It's still delicious.
It's gorgeous.
I do.
Right, I think this one will be the best.
Okay.
This is limoncello and lemon curd.
What's so nice is that it's lemon curd, but not as sweet as lemon curd. Much more lemony. Out of all of them, I'm afraid the coffee still wins. But the others are seriously close second.
These are very boozy puddings, but John is opening the champagne to wash them down.
Oh,
That's brilliant. Well done, John. How did that happen? Well, it's another kind of tiramisu, isn't it?
is it working for you?
Yeah, it picks you up.
Headache gone?
Well, I've had a lovely day today, but we have more to come. Next time, I'll be back with another great guest and more lovely food, and possibly my husband a bit.